In the previous class, we had already discussed about the metals and non-metals and the elements, how they are classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. So now we will see about the properties of metals and non-metals. So they have different properties. They react with each other. Metals and non-metals, they react with each other to make compounds. So first of all, we will see the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Then we will see the chemical properties. So in physical properties, first of all we will see the physical state. So in case of metals, most of the metals, they are solid at room temperature. Mercury is the only metal which is liquid. Mercury is the only liquid metal whose melting point is 38.83 degrees Celsius. So there are two other metals that exist as liquids below 30 degrees Celsius, that is gallium and caesium. So all these, mostly the metals are solid. Only mercury is known as the only liquid metal. Along with it, other two metals are there, that is gallium and caesium. Similarly, non-metals, they are found in all the three states of matter, like solid, liquid and gas. Like carbon, sulfur and phosphorus, they are solids. Oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, these are gases at room temperature. Bromine is the only liquid non-metal at room temperature. So in case of, if we will consider the metals and non-metals in case of physical state, then mostly metals are solid and non-metals are found all the three in all the three forms. In case of metals, only mercury is the liquid metal. Along with these, other two metals are also in liquid form, and here bromine is the only liquid non-metal at room temperature. Like here you can see it is given in your book very clearly. In case of metal, mostly metals are solid and non-metals are found in all the three states of matter. If we will go to the second property, physical property, that is hardness. Hardness means whether a substance is hard or soft. Hardness indicates whether it is hard or soft. So metals are generally hard. Some metals like iron are very hard and dense, while others like aluminium, magnesium, they are less hard and light. Sodium, potassium are exceptionally soft metals and can be cut with the help of a knife. So sodium and potassium, these are the only metal which are soft. Mostly metals are generally hard, but the sodium and potassium are the only metals which are soft metals, and that soft means they can be easily cut with the help of a knife. But non-metals are soft. The only hard non-metal is diamond. So here you see everywhere there is a exception is there. So like here the only liquid we got mercury, gallium and caesium, and here the only liquid non-metal we got bromine. So similarly here also some exception is there, that is the only metals are generally hard, but the only soft metals we got potassium and sodium. Similarly non-metals are soft, but the only hard non-metal is diamond, and diamond is known as the hardest substance. Diamond is known as the hardest substance. Next is our strength. Next the physical property is strength. Strength means whether they are strong or very weak. So metals have very high tensile strength. That means they are strong and can bear large weights without breaking. So metals are very strong. Metals have too much strength. They are very strong. So iron, that is why iron is used in construction of buildings due to its high tensile strength. We are using iron and all because iron metal is very strong and it can bear large weights. So sodium, potassium, these are being soft. That is why they have low tensile strength. Here we had already studied that sodium and potassium are the soft metals. So they are also very having very low strength. So here non-metals, they have very low strength and they can break very easily. Luster. Luster means shining property. Luster means shine. The substance which give shining shine, that is called lustrous. That means it is having a shiny properties. So the surface of the most metals, they are shining. That means they have lustrous properties. So they are said to be lustrous. So metals like gold and silver, they are highly lustrous and used to make jewelry. We are making gold jewelry and silver jewelry we are making because these are very lustrous. They shine very nicely and their shine is not losing so easily. So metals such as sodium, potassium, aluminium, they appear to be less shiny due to a coating of oxide on their surface. When sodium, potassium, aluminum, they have a coating of oxide. Oxide means oxygen. When they are coming in contact with oxygen, they are getting a coating. That is why they are less shiny. So if we will cut a piece of sodium with knife, or we will scratch the aluminum object, we can see the shiny surface. So few metals like iron and lead also have less luster, but the most of the metals are having shining properties. And non-metals, they are non-lustrous. That means they don't have any shining properties and they are very dull. So there is no shine on the surface of non-metal. Only iodine is an exception which show luster. Iodine is very shining properties, so it is iodine has luster, and graphite has some luster. So here you can say non-metals. In the non-metals, only iodine and graphite, they have lustrous properties. Similarly, the next property is ductility. Ductility means they can be drawn into wires. The ability of metal to be drawn into thin wire, that is called ductility. And most of the metals are ductile. Gold and silver, they are highly ductile and can be drawn into extremely thin wires, which we are making in jewelry. We like actually very thin thread like work is done on the jewelry. That is very nice for us. Why? No, because metals have the ability to be drawn into thin wire. That is why they are used for making in jewelry, and that ability is called ductility. A thin wire of tungsten is also used as filament in the bulb. So wires of copper and aluminum are used to make electric cables. You had studied in the previous class about the bulb, how it is glowing. So there you had studied about the tungsten and the filament. So the thin wire of tungsten, that is used as filament in the bulb, and copper and aluminum metals, their wires, that is used to make electric cables. And non-metals, they are not ductile, means they cannot be drawn into thin wires. So another property of metals and non-metal, that is malleability. That means metals can be used to make sheets. The ability of metal to be beaten down into thin sheets, that is called malleability. So iron or a coin and a piece of pencil lead, you have seen that if you will strike with hammer few times, you will see that the coin or the iron piece flattens. That means that is malleable. It can be beaten down into thin sheets. Where pencil lead will break into small pieces as it is non-malleable. If you will beat a pencil lead continuously few times, then it will break down because it is a non-malleable substance. So gold and silver sheets are used to make jewelry as thin covers on the Indian sweets. Then thin aluminium sheets are also used, called foils. We are using aluminium foils used to wrap food and medicines. Metals are molded into objects of different shapes due to property of malleability. Whereas non-metals, they don't show the property of malleability. That means they are brittle. Those who doesn't show the property of malleability, they are known as brittle. That means they break down on applying force. If you will apply force on non-metals, they will break down. Then sonority. Sonority means having sound. You can see the ringing sound, that is called sonority. So like when we are hearing the sound of bells, a ringing sound is coming, that is called sonority. So when you will heat a metal, you can also hear the ringing sound. So the property of producing a ringing sound, that is called sonority. Metals are called sonorous because if you will take a metal and you will heat both the if you will heat the metal, then you can hear the ringing sound. For example, here it is given, you will take a stainless steel glass and a plastic glass. If you will heat both of them, then you can hear the sound. So stainless steel is sonorous while the plastic is non-sonorous. That means it is not producing the sound. So non-metals are not sonorous. That means they don't produce a ringing sound when heat with another object. Metals are sonorous. That means they produce the ringing sound. So next properties is conduction of heat. Metals, they are very good conductors of heat. That is why all the cooking utensils are made up of metals. And non-metals, they are bad conductors, or we can say that insulators. That is why the handles of cooking utensils and spoons, these all things are made up of non-metallic substance, because they are bad conductors or insulators of heat. They do not conduct heat. Similarly, if we will consider about conduction of electricity, metals are the good conductors of electricity. Silver and copper, they are the best conductors. Copper and aluminium are extensively used in making electrical cables. Silver is being very expensive. It is not used to make cables. That is why we are using copper and aluminium. But all the metals are good conductors of electricity. They conduct electricity. But non-metals, they are the bad conductors of electricity. Only exception is that graphite. Graphite is the only non-metal which is a good conductor and used in making electrodes in batteries and electrochemical cells. So here also you are getting a question. So graphite is the only non-metal which is a good conductor of electricity. So next, the last physical property, that is color. Most metals are silver or gray colored. So gold, you have seen, it is yellow, copper is reddish brown. So non-metals have different colors. Sulfur is yellow, phosphorus is red or yellow, graphite is black. So they have colors. Metals are also having silver or gray colored and non-metals are having different colors. So these are the physical properties of metals and non-metals, that is physical state, hardness, strength, luster, ductility, malleability, then sonority, conduction of heat and electricity, color. So now you have to learn all the properties of metals and non-metals, and all the exceptional case also you have to learn. So read it carefully and learn them. Next class we will study about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals.